Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It's Tuesday, November 7th, and we are here trying to help you make sense of your financial choices. And I am joined by my co-host, Mark Talercio. I'm Jill Schlesinger. We're both certified financial planners, and my continuing ed clock is ticking down, Mark, for my CFP, so I have got to get going. I guess I'm just going to do like 5 of these units in a weekend, huh?
I feel like you just did it last year, no?
2 years ago. They hiked the fee as you promised.
It's never going down.
No, nothing ever is. So how are you doing election day? Did you vote already? Do early voting or not?
Well, as of this conversation, no, not yet.
Do you plan to?
I try to do early if I can. So if I can do that, I will. Otherwise, they make it easy. Our complex where we live is like one of the stations, one of the polling stations. So the machines are right here in our lobby downstairs.
Oh, all right. So that's good. I like the early voting thing. It doesn't feel quite as special, but it was cool. I was there, and there was a guy who had his kid with him, this like 6-year-old kid, and it was like a little civics lesson. Do they teach civics anymore? I don't think so. That might be one of our problems in society, that people don't understand the actual rules, laws, what things mean.
Yeah, well, I'm doing my best to teach Theo.
All right. Bring him to the voting booth. Has he been yet or not?
Yeah. We took him last presidential election. He was with us. You know, they gave him his stickers and his pens and all that stuff.
He just did it for this. He did it for the swag.
Yeah, that's right.
Mark, I cannot believe that we're in November, and I can't believe we're really talking about the end of the year already. It's shocking, even though it happens every year, right? It is absolutely shocking.
Hey, before you know it, we'll be having our tax planning webinar with Ed Slott.
I mean, forget about the tax planning. We have to first get to our next webinar with Dan Forbes, because we are doing a really important year-end tax and financial planning with a certified financial planner. It's on December 6th. However, and you know there's always a catch. Your catch is you can only join the webinar if you are part of our subscription service called Jill on Money Live. That is where you have access to really fun and entertaining and informative quarterly live webinars. If you join Jill on Money Live now, you go back and watch the other webinars that we've recorded, as well as bonus content that we've done, video interviews with all sorts of folks. And, you know, I think it's really important that you understand that Mark wants to jack all of you, because he is going to raise the fee for the subscription service. Before we got on the air, I said to Mark, well, what are you going to raise the fee by? And I was like giving him like rapid fire questions. How long have you been up, Mark, that I've been hammering you? Did you need more coffee before I started hammering you this morning with all those questions?
Like you, I wake up nice and early while it's still dark outside.
I got so much work done this morning. I woke up at 4:40 and I banged out my column for Tribune. I banged out my script for TV and one other like long project that I've been working on. So I feel so good. And as we record this, let's see, what time is it right now? It is 10:30 in the morning. And by about 12:15, I'll be done for the day. I really will be. I'm so psyched. Before I'm done for the day, I have business to conduct. And that is with our listener, Emily, who's on the line from Rochester, New York. Emily, welcome to the program. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. What can we do for you?
So I'm 32. My husband's 33. We just got married 2 weeks ago.
What? 2 weeks ago? Hold on a second. What did you do for your wedding? Did you have a big wedding?
It was about 70 people.
Oh, that's a nice size. Did you pay for it, or did everybody chip in?
We all paid for it. So it was kind of, everybody had something to do with it. And then our families also helped us.
Did you feel weird? Did you want to have did you realize, oh my God, I'm going to leave out some important people? Or was it easier? Because sometimes what happens is you say it's a smaller number and it's kind of easier, but once you go out one rung, it gets way bigger. So how was it to get it to that level?
I think deciding the guest list was the hardest part of the entire thing. Sometimes your family wants to invite people and you're like, I don't know about those people. I don't even know them. So it's a negotiation.
It's so funny. It's like, yes, I've learned negotiation skills from that. Well, congratulations, Mazel Tov.
Thank you.
So tell us what's going on for you in this newlywed arena here. What can we do for you?
Yeah, so I listened to your show and I'm curious what your financial guidance would be for us.
Okay, are you guys both working right now?
Yes, we are.
How much do you earn, Emily?
I earn $62 a year, which is about $3,500 a month after deductions and taxes.
Are you putting money into a retirement plan?
Yes. So I put 2% and then my employer puts 6.2%. So total it's 8.2%.
And is it a Roth or is it a traditional plan?
It is a Roth.
Okay. And what about hubby? What does he earn?
He earns $120 a year, which is about $5,400 a month after taxes and deductions.
And what about his contribution into retirement?
He has his own Roth and he's contributing 8%.
Good. Okay. What about your savings? Hopefully people were very smart and didn't get you China, but instead gave you cash. What's the savings look like?
My husband has $5,000 in savings. We have a joint savings account to save for a house primarily. So that has $23,000 in it.
Okay. So how much is your rent right now?
$1,800 a month.
That's not bad.
No, not bad.
And what about I forgot to ask you this. I'm sorry. What is the total amount that you each have in retirement at this point?
He has $10,000. I have about $42,000.
Okay, great. And are there any other funds that are out there that we should know about?
We do have debt, but that is not fun.
That's not funds. I was going to get to that. See, on a balance sheet, there's a left side. That's the assets. And now we're going to move into the right side, the liabilities. Tell us what you got.
So student loans, I am paid off, but my husband has $143,000.
Oof. Is that all undergraduate?
No, it's law school.
Oh, he's a lawyer. What's the interest rate on those loans?
6.8% average.
What's the payment amount that he is the minimum payment? What's he on target to pay a monthly and what is he paying monthly?
He is paying $1,700 a month.
And is that more or less than what is required at this point?
It is more than what is required.
Okay. All right. So now big picture, you got your retirement, you got his retirement. You put money into your house fund. He's paying off the student loans. How is your cash flow on your combined income?
We are doing fine. We've set up some automatic payments. So we're going to contribute $500 between the two of us to our house savings account every month. And then we're contributing $300 across the two of us per month toward an emergency fund.
You don't have any other debt besides his student loans? There's no car loan out there or anything like that?
That is correct.
Okay. And do you guys have a time horizon for the purchase of a home?
Ideally, it would be when our lease ends in about 2 years, but I don't think that's realistic. So probably 3 years from now.
Do you like where you live in terms of the rental? Like, is it a decent place? Are you happy there?
Yep, we'll be here for 2 years. We really like it.
Okay. Now, you've just been married. Do you guys have life insurance for one another?
I don't think so.
I mean, that might be something to consider, to get some life insurance. Is your husband employed or is he self-employed? Is he employed?
He's employed. He is not self-employed.
Okay. So maybe you could look through work to see if you have life insurance coverage options, which are sometimes really cheap, and you're young. Do you think that you might be looking towards planning a family eventually?
Yes.
Okay. Unless you have a really cheap option through work, might be worth it for you to at least have like $500,000 of coverage right now. If you wanted to do more, that would be fine. But if you're planning on having a family, and anyway, because he makes more than you and he does have that debt, it would probably be nice to have a little life insurance in place and look into what your options are at work. Of course, the very romantic thing, this is what they should make you do when you get your marriage license. They should make you show proof that you have your wills done. Have you done anything like any of your wills or a healthcare proxy? I know it's very unromantic.
No, I tried looking into this, doing some online research. So it was hard to find exactly what I should be doing. And that's why I wanted to come on your show.
Oh, excellent. So you need 3 documents. Very easy. One is called a will. And a will is very easy when you're married because it basically, we call these sweetheart wills, or we used to in the financial planning business, which is I leave you everything, sweetheart. You leave me everything, sweetheart. And it is just a legal document that allows you to pass assets to whomever you want to leave money to and stuff to. So you have a simple will. Then you have something called a power of attorney, which basically assigns somebody the right to act as your agent in a lot of different situations, kind of like for business money stuff. And then you have something called a healthcare proxy, where you assign the other one the right to make a healthcare decision on your behalf if you are unable to do so. None of these documents is wildly expensive. I will ask another question, which is, since your husband is an attorney, it could be that they will do it at the firm, because a lot of times, is it a big company or is it a small practice? Where does he work?
Medium-sized firm, so they might.
They might. And often they'll do that for free or for a much reduced cost for folks who work in the firm. So I would look at that for sure. It sounds to me like you are doing a really good job. Mark, do you have, just think, they're whacking away at this $143,000 debt. They're putting away money in the retirement account. They're putting money in the house fund, in the emergency fund. At some point, you're going to keep making more money. And what's going to happen is you'll buy a house. And then ideally, I think we would like, Emily, for you to be increasing the amount of money that you're putting into your retirement account. But you're doing a lot of saving right now. And I think that makes sense. Mark, do you think they're missing anything?
No, I don't think they're missing anything. They're doing what they should be doing. They're contributing to their retirement account. They have some goals. They want to get a house. So that's obviously a huge goal. Pay off these loans. There's going to be a family down the road. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but you're doing what you should be doing in the meantime.
Exactly. And, you don't want to bite off more than you can chew. So if this, it would have to be something extraordinary, I think, for you to buy a house within 2 years, meaning it would have to be like, oh my God, my parents said I could buy their house for a discount or something like that, that it just doesn't seem like you're going to be able to save enough money in time. Like, what do you think you need to spend on a house you'd want to buy in your area?
It really ranges. We were trying to do that research. We could buy a $280,000 house, or we could buy a $350,000 house. We figured if we bought something like $350,000, I think the down payment, we would have to save like $2,500 a month, and that's just too much right now. So and
you don't have to put that pressure on yourself. I think that you'll know more. You'll now be much more in the mode of keeping abreast of what's happening in the market. You'll look around, but at least for 2 years and probably for 3-ish, as you said, and see how it goes and get back in touch with us if you need anything else, because I think you are really doing what you should be doing. This is what it means to sort of be young and starting out your lives together. I think you are spot on with the goals. And maybe what you'll find is that in 2 years, you're like, hey, you know what? The houses that we want are so expensive. We're going to rent for 2 more years. Don't worry if that happens. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. As long as the rent is affordable, because even if you bought a $350,000 house, just remember when you're looking at those calculators, they'll say, here's the principal and the interest, but then there's homeowners insurance and there's taxes. And then there's also the upkeep and maintenance for a house, and things add up. So be careful not to get lured into the mythology of, oh, I must own a home, because it can be very expensive. So keep your options open. All right.
Will do. I was a little worried you might say, put that money you're saving for a house toward the student loan. So I'm glad you didn't say that.
You guys are really, I don't think, it's not, if you said oh my God, we love renting. If the house wasn't on the horizon, sure, we could shift some of the money from the house. Really, I wouldn't even do that, because even if you said no, there's no house in the future, I would say put $800 a month into the emergency fund. When that gets built up, then take the excess and put it to the student loans. But you know what? I'm hopeful that you guys will be earning more money in the future and you'll be able to increase all of these amounts. But for now, I think it's a great plan and keep on executing it. It's really, I think you're in like it's like your starting off phase. So I keep always likening this sometimes to working out, which is like, those first few workouts when you're out of shape feel awful. And so there, I can get that, like, you know what it's like because you've paid off your debt, but like paying off debt doesn't feel good, but you're making money. He's got the degree. You both together are on the same page. I think this is a good game plan.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, listen, Emily and husband, good luck. And thank you for reaching out to us. If you would like to come on the air with us, all you need to do is go to our website, jillonmoney.com. Click the Contact Us button and complete the form. Now, at the end of that form, it says, would you like to be on the air live? If you say yes, Mark does everything else. While you're on the website, don't forget, you can buy my book, The Great Money Reset. You can subscribe to Jill on Money Live, access to quarterly live webinars and cool bonus video content. You can also sign up for the free weekly newsletter, so check it out. Mark Talercio, thank you for being the best co-host and executive producer and web king in the whole wide world. We are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen and put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. Someone needs a little virtual hug from you. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you on Thursday.